Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Kanzalone, this park that I built through an entire live stream series that I did on my channel. And it's a park that I kind of want to go through, show it off, and give you a bit of a tour of what we have here. I know some people have been requesting this, and I'll kind of go through. We'll do a little bit of in-depth here, and I'll explain to you why certain things were built, and maybe hopefully give you some ideas and things like that, and possibly references that that we together as a community in chat built together. So let's go ahead and jump into Kanzalone. So before we get started, I do want to share that Kmart here, if you go into the Kmart, you go behind the register, you can actually find an Easter egg for me, the headband, the bandana here. This is an Easter egg that the devs put in right next to Spike Cake's Blue Cake. Really cool. So you can go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. So as you walk in, we can go straight on in. We'll pretend like we're paying. Hello, Kalis. Pretend like we're paying. Come right on in. And the colors I went with the building were the closest colors that I could actually match with the channel colors that I usually do. This like yellowish, orangish with the black. So that's why I chose these colors. We went with the yellowish, orangish, black. Kind of goes with the channel itself. Straight up, you see it as is. And if you watch my live stream series, there's a lot of changes that go out and go through and things like that. But the first pool that you are introduced to is the quote-unquote Ferrari pool. There's no reason why it's just something that came up. We got this pool pretty early on in our series, and I colored it red, and then I colored everything else red, and I was like, you know what, we're going to just call this the Ferrari pool. And then later on during our series, we got this incredible slide, this like straight drop down with a loop. If I were to guess, probably the fastest slide in the entire game, and we connected it straight into here, and it kind of goes well together with the, nice Ferrari pool. But yeah, we just made this a nice red color. These fountains here, they're usually red, but there's a little bit of a bug in the game where if you paint decorations a certain color, they do not stay when you reload the game. So that's just that. A nice little simple pool going right into the Ferrari. 3 diving boards, the little mushroom top, just because it's red, and then the big loop-de-loop here right into this, which actually works pretty well. I'll explain all the bushes and all that later. Then if you come on over here to the right, you have this little simple pool. This is a pool. I think this might be a 2-star pool if I remember correctly. It's one of the first like bigger pools that bigger slides that you get in the game. And we did a black and white theme because chat thought it was a nice idea to do like some sort of Beetlejuice theme, and that's kind of what we went here with. We have a few diving boards going straight on in, black and white. I put just simple loungers and decorations just to fill in the void. Anytime I'm doing builds, I like to try to fill up as much void as I can. At least the spaces, the empty spaces and things like that. But yeah, this is the Beetlejuice slide that we have coming right on in. Don't say that 3 times too fast. And it's right next to the, I guess, the first bathroom and shower area here. The bathroom and shower area. This area has evolved this area alone has evolved quite a bit, maybe early on in our series, in our live stream series. By the way, if I haven't mentioned, if you watch our live stream series, everything you see here was built live, and you can watch it all be built live, which is really cool. We have about over 30 plus hours of stream footage for this game. For the bathrooms and showers, I just kind of wanted them out of the way. I don't want them like, the main attractions, we want them to be, in front of our faces, in our eyes, right? This stuff I want to tuck away usually anytime that I build like parks and things like that. And so I built the showers and bathrooms together. I have a little trash can over here just in case, and things like that. I really wanted to build a privacy barrier with the showers, because, just at least a little bit of privacy. And I went with these like wooden beds, wooden flower beds, and then the fences, half fences. I don't want to say half slab, but the half fences. Kind of lined this up and did that. The good thing about this game is that the collision, you don't really have to worry about collision, and some games you have to worry about collision, especially with decorations. I like the fact that you can like kind of put stuff together and inside of each other, because it makes building and decorating a whole lot easier. Which I'll come back over here, and that's exactly what I did with this. Is I did a divider. I did put a divider between these 2 pools, and in this little decoration build, I did actually use that, and they are now kind of like, they're just inside of each other. I guess I could have double-sided this fence at looking at it so that you don't have like one side like that, the other side like that. I could have double-sided it, but yeah. I put palm trees, I put like these clay pot flowers, and I use the fences on top of it to give it that nice divide, and we divide both pools. So yeah, that's pretty cool, right? We have all that coming on over here. We have just a couple of vending machines. This was a nice empty area where we just didn't know what to put here. Putting vending machines, putting these little rail guards here. Nice little thing to add on to, and kind of build that queue. Have a nice little trash can. It's just something to fill the void. Something that I did with the back end here. This is like the natural bush, the barrier of the game. I just went ahead and put fences on it, aligned it with fence, and then I used the in-game bush, tall bush, extended it out this way, kind of make it so that people can't get under the stairs for like, you know, maybe safety reasons or whatever. And then I put a fence to go along with that too. And on that side as well, so that people don't go under the stairs. I could probably squeeze a half bush right here if I wanted to. So yeah, this whole area was a bit difficult to figure out. Because this entire lane, once these were all built out, this entire lane was empty. Like you didn't see any of this. And trying to figure out what should I put here was a little bit, it was hard, right? Like this stuff you might think, oh, this is simple stuff to just throw down. But it is kind of hard, especially when you're like, you know, we have limited stuff, limited decorations, at least in the game right now. So what I did is I just kind of made another barrier, another divider with the bushes. I made sure I put a gap in the bush in case, like, so you didn't have to walk all the way down there, walk all the way down just to, you know, go on the other side. You can just kind of cut through, be like, okay, yeah, I want to go this way or I want to go that way. I used the benches here, lined it up with the umbrellas and things like that, lined it up with some trash cans, and just made a nice little sitting area for this, like, man-made weird kind of walking path, I guess you could say. Yeah, this is pool area, this is walking area, and possibly resting area. It'd be nice if, like, you know, customers use the benches too in this game, but maybe they will eventually. And that kind of comes over to here, which this bush hedge fence thing I created because of this slide in particular. Now this slide is a very awkward slide to put down. Why is it awkward? It's because it's so long. It's so long in length. So you have like the tip right here going all the way back to the staircase back here. And so through this, I wanted to kind of like make it not so ugly and just have a slide. And so, and plus kind of dangerous too. Like it'd be kind of wild in like real life if you could just walk right on up to a high speed slide, right? So what I did is I just kind of surrounded the part of this with the backflip. I surrounded it with bushes. I surrounded it with fences and bushes, half fences, and I did that all the way around here. Made a little area right here, all the way around here, and on both sides. Now, yeah, you could argue, you know, and I think actually the AI will walk right through here, but maybe I need to fix this little piece. But we have this like ladder here too, so you know. But the idea for like these half wood pieces here was like a Kodak moment. If you had a loved one coming down, you could just go ahead and take a picture as they're coming down, take a picture as they're coming down. And so, you know, this little stuff, I think it's cool. It kind of hides the loop a bit, and it kind of creates that mystery of like, ooh, I want to go up there and go down and ride this ride, you know? Yeah, so that's part of that build going into the Ferrari pool. Now over here, this was actually on the left side of the park as you walk on in. On the left side of the park, you have this area. Now this area was built a lot early on. This area was, I guess, evolving a lot early on in our series, because this is like some of the first area that you get to expand to and all that. And so there's a lot of empty void that I filled in. A lot of this stuff, these benches, these planter boxes did come after this land was expanded. But this is where we actually have the lemonade, we have the hot dog, we have a couple more vending machines and things like that. I made a little like foodie area, so to speak, a little foodie area where you can get your lemonade, hot dog, vending machine and all that. This bathroom was a very, very late addition. And I decided to put it down because there was actually not a bathroom over on this side of the park without going way over there. So I just kind of added a little quick stop there. And I purposely did the kind of, I guess this would be the 2-star bathroom because it looked like it went well more with this kind of like area over here. But I extended out some more bushes over here, extended out planter boxes, trash can. We have some life rings over here. I made this little open because this was all open before. I made this void, just kind of like adding benches, umbrellas, and things like that to kind of fill it. If you ever need ideas on how to, make it look more full, I guess, your pathway's less empty, just add bushes and benches and umbrellas and trash cans, and it does a pretty bang up job. This was kind of like a makeshift fountain that we made, and I was like, well, it's kind of like put a big square here, and that's exactly what we did. We used the half fences, the planter boxes. We did 4 of those clay pot, kind of like the clay flower beds there, and then we did a fountain right on over here. So the other reason why I wanted the lemonade and hot dog stand over here was it's kind of the closest place to the Kmart. The vendors will go and restock their supply, and if I built it way on the other side of the park, then they would probably take a long time, right? They kind of already do take a long time, but yeah, that's that. Coming on over here is where we have a X pool. This pool in particular, this is kind of just a casual pool. Nothing really going on here other than we have a few slides, like a couple slides. Simple slide going down in here, slide going down over here, and then we have our first cyclone going down over here. And then we have a nice little diving board on that side. Now with the X's, I kind of just used the pool and just, I didn't really, I didn't think I was going to use this pool. I just kind of placed it down and then I never got rid of it. And so I wanted to make sure every point on the X had at least something going on with it. We have the cyclone obviously there. We have this like simple down slide going into that. And then we have this little bit of curved slide coming into here. And then what I did is I built a little bit of a back end here. So if you come over here, I built a back kind of like lounge area, private area. You have a jukebox. I like to think this is turf grass that we have. You just walk on some turf. You have a little relaxation area, a couple of showers, couple of bathrooms. Again, I use the fences as this privacy screening for the bathroom and the showers. Same on this side, just that kind of privacy thing. And then I guess I lined this up with some flower. These things. I mean, it doesn't look that good, but it's something, I guess. And then we have a few more lounges right over here with a couple more vending machines in case they didn't want to go all the way over there. Now, on the other end of the X, this X, I can't like throw down a slide right here, so I decided to put in a diving board. It's not a good diving board. It's not a big diving board. I purposely put a small diving board here because if we had a taller diving board and they were just like jumping off and diving, it kind of would be insane. So I put a little tiny one, a little like access, like, hey, I'm gonna get up and just kind of dip into the pool, and kind of go about that. So that was the idea for this area here. This was one of the first areas that we built that actually was more elaborate, and so yeah, that was pretty cool. This little pool over here is just, that's it. It's just a simple little pool, very little diving board, little fountain in it, couple of loungers, few loungers. This is more or less like a filler, just a place to chill, hang out. Nothing too special there at all. And oh yeah, I guess back over here, I did use the flowers and I used the half edges to kind of split up the food area with the slide area, and then you can see you can go right up into the slide and things like that. And then I used the tall bushes here to kind of give them all the privacy they want while they are lounging over here, just chilling. It's very quiet, as you can hear. It's like very, very quiet, so that's kind of nice. Okay, now heading over to the first, I guess, land that I built was this right here. This is one of our entrances to this land. I don't know what to call it. You can call it the Oasis. You can call it whatever you want. But this was like the first step into making a thematic land for our slides, our pools, and things like that. Oasis, water world, whatever you want. Now, this land in particular holds 3 different entrances, 3 different exits. This is, I like to call, the main entrance. And we built this with an entire line going that way and an entire line going that way. And the way we built our line was we used these brick flower pots, and then we put I think this is the full fences, full bamboo fences inside of the flower pots. And we did angle snap, position snap all the way down to that end. so to speak. And then we kind of like use the palm trees as like end caps for that. And then we use the totems facing to, you know, kind of give it a little bit more character. Now on the outside, we lined it up with the benches, the umbrellas, and all of that stuff. I have the sand kind of bleeding through a bit under the fences, and that is done intentionally. So there's that. You'll see that on our other land we have over there. But when you can paint, or I guess use the flooring tool in this game, you can only do it in squares. So, and sometimes the squares don't even match up with the grid. Yeah. So you have to kind of like, you know, just ignore the little things, right? Ignore the little sand bleeding through. I put this giant rock here. The giant rock here, the palm trees on the side, the lifeguard thing, the life ring hidden behind it. But I put this giant rock to kind of create that mystery, like, oh, I see something peeking over there. I see maybe a little bit of pool, but let's go in and let's see what's behind, right? Your tree of life scenario, your spaceship Earth scenario, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. That kind of thing. And the cool thing about this, I believe this is 3 stars pool, 3-star, 4-star pools. They're all with the same theme. And so like the diving board, I think this might be 3-star. The diving board has this going on. It has that like stony bamboo look, right? The pools themselves are pretty large. They're really large, and I kind of sprinkled in some fountains in there. But they're pretty large. They have islands in them. They take up a lot of space. The farther you get into the game, the more space, or I guess the more space you lose with these pools. The pools are massive, so you can't have like every single pool in the game in your park, unfortunately, in this game at this moment. But yeah, this is the Oasis. I kind of did the sand thing here, did the sand flooring. One thing about this here, I did the same build, like the same entrance kind of build on all my exits and entrances. So this is like a side entrance, and I did a little bit of a rock thing to kind of fill the void and also kind of create that little tiny, ooh, what's that mystery over here? I believe there is 3 pools in this area, in this land. You have this simple pool right here with a diving board. You have this simple pool. Well, I said this simple pool. I think this is the biggest pool out of all of them. This pool with the 2 islands out on them with the slide. These palm trees, I believe. No. These fountains, these rock fountains, are something I put in after I put in the pool. So those rock fountains don't actually go with the pool. I just kind of put it in there. Same with this rock fountain over here. This rock fountain I also put in as part of the pool as well. Diving board going into that one. And then this pool over here, which houses 2 of our slides, 2 of our big slides. I believe these are like the 4-star slides coming in here. This also has the rock fountain on there as well. And this also has the diving board going into this pool as well. One little thing that I did to kind of fill the void, once again, you're probably going to hear me say that a lot, is I used the rock, right? I used the rock. I placed down the simple rock decoration. And then what I did is I then just kind of lined it up. I just lined the planter boxes. This is the good thing about being able to kind of clip inside of the decorations, which, again, I'm a big fan of. I clipped inside through the rock with the planter boxes all the way around to kind of give it that barrier and that natural feel of like it's a rock with, you know, it's not just a sitting rock, right? So I did that with that build. Same thing came over here with the with those ones here. But with this flower bed over here, I kind of just lined it up with some benches around, you know, make it less empty. Benches, trash cans, things like that. This is the other entrance to this land. This entrance alone kind of got the palm trees, you know, arching way kind of going on. Another big rock, and as you can see, I think this is the same rock, just kind of rotated. Another big rock kind of blocking the view and kind of leaving that little bit of mystery. Kind of did this whole barrier around this rock too. Yeah, whole barrier. I added a second rock. This is the smaller rock, kind of extend it, and we did that around as well. A little bit of more stuff that could be added through this wall here, definitely for sure. Maybe I'll do that some other time, but yeah, there's still a lot of space I need to fill. This planter box, a little smaller planter box, but very much same thing what I did over there. Just added benches, added trash cans, things like that, and that's that. So I didn't mention, but the life ring I put behind the rock. I like to kind of keep the facility stuff hidden a little bit. You know, if you walked through here, you'd be so amazed. Oh, slide, and then you probably wouldn't even see the life ring. But yeah, I like to keep kind of like facility stuff hidden. I tried. How dare you? I tried throughout my series to try to hide the sewage access, or sorry, the service access, like the filter access. And I kind of failed miserably at it. There wasn't really anything good that I could do to actually hide this. But yeah, I tried. I did try. So with these slides, this is like one of the most complicated slides. This slide has been featured in a lot of shorts and probably some of the funniest moments we've had during the series. This slide was broken at one point. I don't know if it's fixed. It might be fixed now, or maybe there's been some slides that were broken through this early access, but very good, fun, comical times. And then this is like our first double slide. That's like 2 curvy slide going into this, going into the pool. Just simple slides here, doing their thing, having fun. I think they give about $40 every time they go down. Yeah, so every time they go down, they give $40 for these slides. Now over here, I did make kind of what I did over there, a nice lounge area for the, you know, this area for the Oasis area, I guess. I did make a lounge area. A lounge area where you could just kind of chill, relax. You got bathroom stalls with the thematic themes of the 4 stars. Again, I believe this is the 4 stars. Bathroom stalls, could be the 3 stars. And the showers right there. Showers over here. Again, a little bit of privacy. Not as much privacy, I guess. I didn't put as much privacy as I did on the other ones, but still, nonetheless, still a little bit of fencing privacy. Got all these loungers. You got all the umbrellas and things like that. Now, over here on the Oasis side, I wanted to actually put the ice cream stall over here. I do want to have the ice cream stall on this side as a little bit of an incentive, like, hey, let's go to this land so that we can get this treat, that being the ice cream. However, with the way the employees work in this game, you have to sacrifice a lot to have 3 vendors if you want that. That could change though in this game in the future. They could add more employees and whatnot. But as it stands right now, you have to like kind of sacrifice one for another. And yeah, I did have a little bit of open space over here. A little bit of weird open space. It was like a very angled space. And what I did is I just kind of turned it into a more of a peaceful, quiet, relaxing, out of the way, hidden little area that people could sit. Nice little waterfall, double waterfall, and just kind of get out of the way just for a little bit in case things got a little too overwhelming. It was a nice little spot that I could easily, like, I don't know, fill in the gap, and we filled in that gap right there. So that's the Oasis. Really like this land. It's a pretty cool land. Probably my favorite land out of all of them, I would have to say. Indeed. And so now we're going to turn on over to our more complicated land. Okay, so this is our last, final, and biggest land that we have, with the biggest slides that you could possibly get in the game, and the biggest pools and the biggest diving board that you can get in the game. Now with this land, I wanted to do another theme land, and that's what we did. This is 8 entrance to the land. And the way that this kind of built was just, we more or less, we kind of just did, we just, with chat and live stream, and during the live stream, we kind of played off of each other and like bounced ideas off of one another. And so this land just magically turned into a reference to like an Alice in Wonderland kind of dealio here. And what I did is I made this entire land a maze. I did. It's a maze, and you have to get through the maze just to be able to get to the big pools, big slides and all that, to the biggest attractions there are in the park, right? Very impractical, of course, but we did do that. So I used the last bit. This is the final, this is the 5-star expansion that I used, this part of the, or this land over here. And what I did is I lined the entire I guess the land. This still needs to be a little bit more fixing I need to do, but I lined the outside of the land with a hedge bush and with the really expensive fancy like marble fences. And I did that all the way through, and this is our other entrance, all the way through, which cost a lot of money. And this is a entrance and exit, and I wanted to make this entrance and exit part of lined up with this, so that if you entered or exit, you could go transition right into here, right? The thing about this entrance and exit, the reason why I wanted to build this, because if somebody came from here and was like, oh, that slide looks amazing, I want to go right on into that, and like you're right there and you can almost touch it, but you have to go through the maze, and this kind of like follows you back into the main part of the maze. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I already know how to get through it and all that, but what I did is I made the main entrance as you walk in. We put a little bit of a hub here, and that goes off into many different directions and things like that. And you know, we have a little bench area, the best bench, the best umbrella, the best trash cans that you can do. And so far in this maze, the AI does a pretty good job with going through. They know how the AI is programmed to go directly to the slide, so they know how to get to where they need to go without getting lost in the maze, because that's just how they're programmed. They don't clip through the walls, they don't clip through the bushes or anything. They actually follow the path to the right path directly where they need to go. But we'll go ahead and take a little bit of an overview of the maze so you can kind of get a better idea. So they know exactly how to get there. However, to make it more immerse, like some sort of immersion, and make it look like the AI is actually traveling and getting lost in the maze, we've set up some things like vending machines in dead ends, vending machine in dead ends, bathroom in dead end, shower in dead end, bathroom in dead end, shower in dead end. So when the park is open, it looks like the AI are going in multiple directions. The AI are going the correct way. The AI are going the wrong way, right? And it makes it look like it's kind of like somewhat realistic in a way, instead of like everyone training in the right direction, right? Like just a giant train of people going in the right direction. But yeah, you can watch me build this entire thing live through our live stream series. The idea is I had this idea of like, I want to build the maze because I thought that was cool with these hedges. And then I built the maze, and then we've tried to figure out what do we do with the tile. And I wanted it to be very fancy. I wanted the most expensive stuff to be a part of this build. And yeah, so I got the expensive, like the fancy looking gold tile as part of the outline. And then I figured, why not we do checkered? And then let's kind of like start doing the Alice reference. And then we kind of went off and did that. So the way I built it was the green outline is the outline of the maze itself. And this is a safety net kind of thing. This is supposed to be like a service area. If you find the green tile in the maze, that's good news. You go to it and it will lead you directly back to the front of the, the exit. You know, if you ever get lost and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get out? How do I get out? Look for the green tile. It'll take you directly back to the exit and entrance. But yeah, we made the checkerboard. Made it, and we're like, Alice, there we go, we'll build off of that, and we did. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go, a lot of different ways to find a dead end, a lot of different ways to get lost, and things like that. And the AI, when they do travel here, they do go to these dead ends, so it makes it look like they're getting lost. So you got to give the AI some sort of purpose, like, hey, I gotta go get a drink from the vending machine, right? You got to lead them, you got to direct them to the spot, you know what I mean? That's all you gotta do. And I put little benches here, little trees and things like that. No big deal. We did all that. I put a fountain as one of them, as like a dead end and things like that. Little bench area here. I could go around and show you everything. It's like really cool. I already know how to get to the exit. So towards the exit here, you have yes, you've won yourself some more vending machines. And this area is supposed to be like your how do you say, like your cheaper class, lower class loungers. Like you're kind of just back here away from the pool, you're back here away from the pool. This tile is supposed to represent like, you've done it, you hit the finish line, you've now have access to the pool. Cheaper section over here, you know, still kind of building this out. It's very plain, but that's where we got to. And then you have like the more VIP section with the golden toilet, the golden shower.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
That thing. And then, you have your little luxury this, that, and umbrellas and, little private section off area for your VIPs. And then your gold diving board, which this diving board is the best diving board you can get in the game. And there's 5 diving boards on this bad boy, and it's all right here. So this is also, I think, one of, if not the biggest pool you can also get in the game. And what I did is I put 2 of the biggest slides going into the biggest pool. And with this theme, this 5-star theme, everything is like gold trimmed. As you can see, everything is gold trim. I didn't do the gold trim. It just so happened to be that, you know, that's the 5-star. So that's why you can see like the nice gold trim going around and things like that. I put the mushrooms in, red mushrooms in, because, you know, Alice. And then what we did, which was a very hard task to do, putting in the slides was easy. It was painting the slides. Painting the slides was the most difficult part of this build. And what we did was we used color references as characters from the book, from the movie, whatever you want to, you know, however you want to spin it. And so like this one, if you've ever, you know, if you're into Alice and things like that, you know, this is the Cheshire Cat slide. So there you go. We tried to make it the best we could with the Cheshire Cat slide. The red and yellow for Tweedledee and Tweedledum. We use those as the stairs on this one. That is a single slide. This slide is a single slide where one person goes down and does a double backflip. 2 flips into the cyclone, and that's the Cheshire slide, so to speak. And this slide has 3 entry points, 3 different entry points, which is kind of nutty. And so what we did for this slide is we did white and gold for like the White Rabbit. And then this first slide here is like the darker green, the pale green for the Mad Hatter. The middle slide, the blue, the light blue, and the white for Alice. And then the red and black on the third slide for the Evil Queen. And what this does is this is 3 slides funneling into one cyclone is how this works. So you have the Mad Hatter goes down, and at least right now at the time of this recording, these slides don't work at the moment. At least 2 of the slides don't work. The Alice slide works, but the other 2 don't work. But the Mad Hatter, you go down, you then do a backflip, and then the backflip leads into the cyclone. Alice is just a straight, simple curve right on into the cyclone. And then the Evil Red Queen, or the Red Queen, kind of do a twist. You go down into a cyclone, then you're in the cyclone, and the cyclone then spits you out into a backflip, and then the backflip then puts you back into a second cyclone, and then drop down. I kept the final resting spot, the final destination cyclone, black and white to keep it with the checkered theme going with that. But that's pretty much that for this giant pool that we have here. Now, if you go up, this I believe is the tallest point. I think this is the tallest slide in the entire game, at least for slides. I don't think there's any slide that is taller than this. You can go all the way up, and then you can see, you can jump on the rail and just take a look at everything, see it from a bird's eye view. Hopefully in the beginning of hopefully through the development process of this game, we'll see more expansions going out into many different directions where we can have more pools, more slides, more lands, and things like that. But this is the total overview of our park, and this has been the tour of our park here at Kanztopia. You can watch all this be built live through our live stream series. I'll go ahead and leave the playlist, or the link to the playlist, in the pinned comment section if you want to check it out and binge about 30 plus hours of this game. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know your favorite part. What was your favorite part of the park? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear it. You can hit that like, subscribe, and apparently you can hype now on YouTube. So if you have the option to hype it up! All right, everybody. I'll see you all in the next video, stream, wherever they may be. As always, take care. Also, here's a bonus clip of me getting outside the world of Waterpark Simulator. Enjoy!
Open my eyes, I slept through the day. Slept through the day, feeling uneasy, I push it away. Push it away. Last night was fun, don't feel like today. Feel like today, let's do it again, let's go on a date. Cause tonight I'm gonna take you out and live the dream that we've been talking about. So we can dine and spend up all on hoes. Let's forget that we broke. I wanna celebrate and have some fun tonight. I wanna show you all the lavish things in life. So raise your toast for all the good times that we'll have. It'll be like the movies, be like the movies. Rich people dream feeling that's gone to my head. Gone to my head. Feeling so busy, don't want this to end. Want this to end. Live in the moment, I just wanna dance. Just wanna dance. Pull up my card and swipe it again. Cause tonight I'm gonna take you out and live the dream that we've been talking about. So we can down and spend my whole emotions. I wanna celebrate and have some fun tonight. I wanna show you all the lavish things in life. So raise your toast for all the good times that we'll have. It'll be like the movies, be like the movies. Rich people dreaming. Rich people dreaming. Rich people dreaming. Rich people dreaming. I wanna celebrate and have some fun tonight. I wanna show you all the lavish things in life. So raise a toast for all the good times that we'll have. It'll be like the movies, be like the movies.